this. Boom. What's going on? Facebook Live. Last time I on Facebook, y'all. Facebook Live. Wow.
Facebook Live.
What's going on? YouTube Live. We good in there?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
We all good.
Hello. Happy Monday, fellow Bitcoiners, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 29. I'm King.
I'm Bitcoin Zay.
And bridging the community or something?
We're bridging the gap between cryptocurrency and the community. We'll figure that out.
We still working on it.
Yeah.
What's up, Tonio? Hey,
Tonio?
We still got you down for the free Bitcoin. So since Bitcoin Zay was out last week, I was supposed to send it, and you all know I'm pretty terrible at that.
Crypto party.
I have you down still. Notification gang. There we go. What's going on, Ivan? How you doing?
Let's go,
Matthew. All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Today is a very good day. Of course, we're coming off a great weekend. Bitcoin hit an all-time high. We talked about it Friday at 58.65 that Thursday morning and Friday. So coming off a great weekend. Hey, Derek, what's going on? And let's talk about, we got to talk about the Ethereum hard fork. First things first. What is going on with Ethereum?
Oh, yeah. Well, a couple hours ago, Ethereum hard fork was a success. It went through without any hitches, nobody upgrading the software. Proof of stake, yes. And what it is it's two parts to the hard fork. Let me explain hard fork for some of my new people. I know if you're just getting into the space, you may not understand. But the way I always describe it is a hard fork is sort of like if you have a church and it's Catholic and a small amount of people in that church don't like the way it's run. They'll start another church completely, but the thing is, they still have the same principles. They're still Catholic. They still have the same traditions. They still do the same stuff. Mostly, they just tweak a few things, like maybe service earlier or service longer or something like that. And that's what a hard fork is with software. If a small amount of people, or if people in Ethereum want to change the code, they change the code. They'll upgrade it. Hey, what's up, Crypto Jack? They upgrade the code to where it's lighter, easier to use. And they're doing it in two parts. The first part is the one that was today, Byzantium, and the next one is Constantinople. And they're both part of the Metropolis upgrade.
I love how these names make understanding this so much easier for people.
I know, right? Yeah. And I mean, they just used different cities throughout history that were known for their great growth. So, but yeah, the Ethereum hard fork went through. And that's good for Ethereum because the price has jumped $30 this morning. And I will say, it's been oscillating back and forth, but pretty sure it'll push forward, going into the future because now is nobody worried about Ethereum Classic anymore, right, or another hack or anything, because this is the 5th hard fork. If people don't know,
so you think Ethereum's still going to be here? That's still going to be a main contender here.
Oh yeah, in
the short, long term. Everything can change in 2 or 3 years, new technology. But
oh yeah, well, but the actual Microsoft partnership they have and some of the stuff they're doing in Russia, I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon.
Right, especially with the Russia on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Good to see. It was in Herrera Mendoza. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for the support. Mm-hmm. Good stuff. So, Ethereum, of course, like I said, hard fork, $130. What's that in percent today? Where did it go?
Like 2%, 3%
okay,
right
2-3%.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's great returns if you're looking at the traditional market. Mm-hmm. Before we go to, I think I have it on here. I will pull it up in a second for the free Bitcoin on Friday. I didn't have it written down. Mm-hmm. The free Bitcoin on Friday.
Oscillating.
What did they say? Okay, yeah, so free Bitcoin from Friday goes to Jared Ray. I said out this conference between Ripple and Swift, who's going to come out looking better and why. He said Ripple is setting itself up to disrupt the financial world, which a couple other people said. So great comment, seriously, people. Ripple is setting itself up to disrupt the financial world. He said, I think it's bold to hold a conference the same day as Swift, which we also said that was pretty good. Mm-hmm. And to us, that means if you're going to do something that bold, your business better back it. Oh, yeah. And he said Ripple is bridging the gap between currencies across the world. So once again, we all know, Ripple is the centralized player out there for banks and institutions. But hey, if they don't want to come over to the side of Bitcoin, let them have Ripple. Yeah. We still want to be customers, but let them have it. As long as you bought into it. Mm-hmm. As you can see, that's going to segue into today. As you can see, Ripple is making waves. Mm-hmm. No pun intended, but they partnered with the Gates Foundation, right?
Absolutely.
Bill and Melinda Gates. So Bill Gates, Microsoft, Ripple is in the mix now.
They definitely stepping it up. And hey, what's going on, Ray? I will say this is not really surprising because as a tech leader, I'm sure they've looked at a lot of different demos of Ripple or other cryptocurrencies. But this one is actually big because for the Gates Foundation, they've actually executed payments back and forth. And honestly, for those of you who don't understand how big that is, if you, like we always say, you don't have to listen to us. Bill Gates has been a billionaire for years. So if he, if you have people that you tell about it and you're like,
oh, talk about that too.
Yeah, it's for criminals. If the people are still talking like that, it's
people,
like, all right, cool.
For criminals. Oh, I got a new one for the dinosaur of the day. You know what? It's so much stuff. You guys are talking about the crypto ruble. We're gonna cover that in a second. Mm-hmm. But let me go ahead and give a shout out to the dinosaur of the day. There's actually a couple of them. Man, it was like a lot of them this weekend.
They're coming out.
Yeah, I guess we said that one more concerted effort was gonna happen. Mm-hmm. This isn't it, but they're kind of trying to rally up one. Yeah. But I guess with BlackRock's, and we actually said something about him not too long ago by giving him credit. Yeah. He is now the dinosaur of the day. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink. Mm-hmm. Who said Bitcoin is for money launderers only. It said he said Bitcoin just shows you how much demand for money laundering there is in the world. And he said that's all it is. It's an index of money laundering. And this is the guy, you might not remember him because, hey, why would we remember a dinosaur? Yeah. But
this ain't Jurassic Park.
Yeah, he was the head man of the largest asset. He's the head man of the largest asset management firm in the world. And he was on the same panel when he said it as our old dinosaur, our old friendly neighborhood dinosaur Diamond was at the same panel. And that's when he said Bitcoin investors are stupid. But there's actually, after the next day, he said he was never going to talk about it again.
And then he proceeded to talk about it again.
But then he proceeded to talk about it again. But I guess on stage when this BlackRock CEO, Larry Fink, this other dinosaur, when he was making the comments, I guess him and Diamond was giving each other the nod. I got you, I'm gonna stick with you.
Yeah.
The thick and thin.
Exactly.
I'll be honest, I'm gonna still give him dinosaur of the day, but I swear this guy is they're just playing the game at this point, people. Yeah. He's already spoken out for Bitcoin, so now he's too early. Mm-hmm. They're like, yeah, too early. Dry the price down some more, and then we'll.
Yeah, exactly. That's just simple economics. Yeah. And I actually watched when he was talking about it, Jamie Dimon, and it was crazy because most people throughout history, whenever something's changed, whoever was in control, they always feel like, oh man, we're already rich enough, blah blah. And that's basically what he said. He said, oh, I'm not worried about Bitcoin. I manage hundreds of billions of dollars, and we move it, throughout our company all the time, which is great. But a lot of companies, Blockbuster used to be here. I'm sure Blockbuster saw Netflix and was like, what, what is a Netflix? Everybody coming to Blockbuster, blah, blah, blah. Now, try and go to a Blockbuster now and see where it's at. It doesn't take, it's not overnight, but it doesn't take long for people to switch their mind frame on stuff. So, people in our generation, they already don't.
We watched Blockbuster die. That's crazy. When you really say we watched Blockbuster die.
Yeah, in our lifetime. Oh yeah.
It was a slow death too.
I mean,
it was stores out in the middle of nowhere with tumbleweeds. And I got a Blockbuster still. You ain't got a message, man. This is it, homie.
Exactly. And when the market changes, it's too late.
When it really changes, it's too late.
They don't have any type of business plan. They don't have to scale it. Nothing, and then it's over. So that's the thing with these big banks. I know they have plans for stuff to use, centralized currency at some point, but they can't really say anything about it.
Antonio says brothers don't even know what Blockbuster is. Yeah, people don't even know what Blockbuster is. Blockbuster and chill. There we go.
It's funny, people don't even know what it is. That's how you get crushed when it comes to, the number one fax machine company in the world probably saw email and was like, man, we already got hundreds of billions of dollars. Who cares about that? So, it's kind of...
It's history repeating itself in another market.
History always repeats
I'm whatever. I'll enjoy it. It'll be funny.
Yeah, that's an OG stuff.
When you got the 16-year-olds, when you got the Zuckerbergs come out again with the hoodies, flip-flops, and going into business meetings that are 15 years old.
Exactly.
This guy over here. They're going to hate people like him. But they won't be able to say anything. Mm-hmm. So of course I saw somebody mention it. Russia, you guys had a bunch of questions. I just wrote some of them down, so we'll get back to it. But we did have on here to talk about the crypto ruble. So this kind of goes with a story amongst a lot of stories, so we can just condense it. China had their conference where they just called Bitcoin a disaster. Some of their folks in charge over there, they called Bitcoin a disaster. Mm-hmm. You have, who else do we have? Let's see. It's a bunch of stuff. It's all this news this weekend. Basically, people just down to Bitcoin. You got the dinosaur Larry Fink. You got Jamie Dimon, of course, still down and out. You have China saying something, Russia with the crypto ruble, but at the end of the day, here we are. They are adopting it.
Yep.
Russia is issuing a state-backed crypto ruble, which of course is centralized, and we're against all that. But the positive thing about this is that it should make it easier to get your fiat money into crypto now.
Oh, yeah.
And think of it that way. Even if it's a crypto ruble, you're making it easier to transfer that to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So that's the only positive I'll say about it. It's just mass adoption they're going to make mass adoption happen. They're going to speed it up.
Just because, they can't ignore it. Like we said with Ripple, it's centralized, this whatever, but the fact that people are using it and they're desperately trying to get, people hired that know how to use it, I promise you, it's not going anywhere. They literally could say anything at this point.
That's because the honey badger of money.
Honey badger of money,
it's Bitcoin.
Yep. And you said ruble is going to break Russia. Yeah, the crypto ruble is an idea I've seen coming for years. I'm sure a bunch of other governments are already, creating their own digital currency. Right. But with the crypto ruble, Russia's big enough to where, like you said, it can impact, greatly because people have never heard of cryptocurrency. So if they see crypto ruble, they'll just, look into the other stuff, and then they'll figure out what's actually better, centralized or decentralized, and then we'll go from there. So at this point, we have the fight, but we are getting into the join stage.
Yeah, right.
Let's start to join.
Somebody's asking us about doing interviews with somebody, Bitcoin. We actually do plan to do some interviews in the future, folks. But hey, we're building. You're watching it start. You're literally watching it start from the ground up. Like, I don't think people understand that half the time we try to tell them. Like, you're watching it start from the ground up. So we're building. Yeah. And we trade a lot of stuff, so it's not like we always have time, to jump around. But we are working on getting interviews that we definitely want to have. Some of these people on live, so they can, especially ICO people. So all these ICO people, when they're watching, I know because they always email me, and I tell them I don't mind featuring an ICO, but I would like to do an interview with the CEO or somebody of a position of power there, so we can get it from the horse's mouth. Is this legit or not?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, can you sponsor it? Like, no, I'm not gonna just talk about a random.
Yeah, I'm not about to tell everybody about your ICO and it's trash.
But you're more than welcome. So for all the people who have ICOs, you're more than welcome to come on and we'll interview you. And we're gonna put you in the hot seat for real to see what's what. But
absolutely.
It's legit companies, no need to worry.
I mean, if they have a good product, absolutely.
Right.
Because I've seen some, like just before we got on, I was reading about somebody putting your DNA on the blockchain. I don't give the name, but you'll find it. You'll probably see a marketing ad. But they're taking every single thing and they're just gonna put it on the blockchain. You put your kids on the blockchain in a little bit. They're gonna.
You said put your kids on the blockchain.
Yeah, keep up with your kids on the blockchain.
Seriously,
But that's how it goes.
So once again, Russia got the crypto ruble out. China says Bitcoin's a disaster. And it was a funny joke actually on one of the groups today where somebody was saying that, what was it? Oh, they said they're going to start calling admins and forum China from now on since they love to ban people. So that was for those who ever on the little groups, you understand how the admins are. You get it. Big story. Huge story actually. Sellers of a Notting Hill mansion in West London are only accepting Bitcoin as a payment to it.
Out in the UK.
There we go.
Antonio.
And right on time too, right there with Antonio. Around time. The reason why they specifically stated, we want to shift all perceptions on cryptocurrency. We think in the future it is going to eliminate the need for solicitors and property title. It's really going to change how real estate transactions are conducted. And we would like to be the first company to transact in Bitcoin. It can be done quicker, more efficiently, and it is easier to deal with than using banks who are putting unnecessary over-regulation.
Oh, yeah. So shout out to them.
There we go. Notting Hill. You're talking about, they said their entire house, entire everything. You said Kirby needs to buy it. Hey, send them donations in. We get it. We'll buy the official
$1 million
Kirby crypto mansion. You all feel free to come in. We have computer sell trade.
Live trade, yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And like, once again, and they're intentionally doing it to say that, hey, this isn't just for money launderers, as some have said. So, this is slowly, but it's happening. Slow motion, but it's still motion, people.
Oh, yeah.
Ripple, another big win for Ripple. So I did see somebody on there. They say it's too late to buy Ripple. I can't remember who commented. I saw it. Here's the thing: it's not too late to buy anything. If you're thinking long term. If you're thinking long term, with Ripple, and then of course Stellar, we're talking about that as well. With Ripple and Stellar, even though they're not really at a peak right now because they went up higher back in, I think, May and June, especially Stellar. That was like at 2,700, 2,800.
Yeah.
And it's like just tapped 1,000 again a day from the big boom. So it's not too late. Yeah, Satoshi. So it's not too, we're speaking of Satoshi too. So it's not too late to buy anything, people, because they're not even back at their peak from this year.
Oh, yeah. That first big bubble. Yeah.
It
first
was huge.
bubble, but now we're starting to gear up for the second one, which I think will be way bigger than the first one.
Right.
Because it's a lot of new money. I mean, I met people this weekend wearing a Bitcoin t-shirt. I've met at least 10 people who they're just like, oh yeah, I just got in a month ago. Like it's a lot of people who just got in this summer, a couple months ago. So this next run up is gonna be a lot of new money coming in. Yeah. The market cap is already rising to 160 billion overall. So this next run
it's gonna be a fun run, people. You just gotta be in position.
You gotta be in position.
So that's our like guidance on buying in general for of course certain ones like Ripple. But another big thing with Ripple, it is in the news right now, it's in the waves. I almost say give it maybe 3 or 4 weeks to see if it cools off some, or maybe 2 weeks to see if it does drop a little bit before you buy back in. That's once again, you're thinking short term trying to trade, but if it's long term, just buy it. But the good news with them, they just, what is it? I think I have it on here somewhere. Oh, the Delaware judge threw out a case against blockchain-based payment network Ripple. If you remember, R3 was basically a consortium of banks and institutionalized wealth and the Jamie Dimons of the world who are trying to basically reinvent the blockchain and Bitcoin market and take it over for banks. They had a business deal with Ripple a long time ago. It was one of those business deals like, okay, we like what you're saying, we got it. We'll work with you guys.
We'll call you.
We'll call you. So they kind of work with Ripple, but when they was working with Ripple, they basically had the option to buy Ripple at like 0.0085. They didn't jump on that option immediately. So of course Ripple went through its phases. It's been doing great. They're opening up offices, and now this R3 consortium tried to sue Ripple to get their Ripple, the currency Ripple, at 0.0085 cents. Yeah. And of course Ripple was like, hell no, you wasn't with us shooting in the gym. We tried to invite you in the gym. You said practice is at 5, but you didn't come.
To the ball. You do that.
Yeah. So seriously, so R3 was suing Ripple because they didn't, get the price that they wanted, even though Ripple gave them the option. And the Delaware judge who was holding the case, he threw it out. So Ripple is on for some big wins right now.
Yeah, and if they're gonna disrupt the banking industry, they got some big fights coming. But the best part is they don't seem scared.
They do not seem scared. They
definitely put their conference the same time as Swift.
Yeah, come on, think of that as a boss move. Like,
I mean, that's
you got a lemonade stand, somebody just come up right next to yours and open up and just look at you the whole time. Like,
it's basically Cat Williams versus Steve Harvey in Detroit. Stand up. That's disrespectful to show up at somebody else's stand up show and then do your own, competing. But that's what they're basically doing. Like, we're here and
they are loud too. They make a noise. So kudos to Ripple. Still don't like the concept as a whole because you guys aren't truly like decentralized. But seriously, big ups to their business and what they're doing. So that's good.
Very novel aspect.
I saw somebody else also add. They said they're new. Can they start trading on Bittrex? Yeah, Bittrex is pretty simple, no trading platform.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll say do your own research too, though.
Yeah. Somebody said they're not allowing transactions in the Middle East. Didn't hear that. Didn't hear about. But Bittrex is known to push out news late at night at random times. You won't find out about it until the next day. But if that is happening, then centralized exchanges are about to have a change. Because I can tell you right now, decentralized exchanges are coming. So if these centralized exchanges are kind of messing up along the way, it'll be tough for them to get back in the game once it's truly decentralized.
We'll push out a best altcoin actually today or tomorrow, but because this one we should have pushed it out last week. But speaking of decentralized exchange, there's an altcoin that has a very good chance to jump. Of course, you need to do your own research, but we'll push that out today or tomorrow on best altcoins we buy. Let's see, what else? Anything else going on in the news?
Not really. The biggest thing today was the Ethereum hard fork. Went through without a hitch, and that's, like I said, it's always good for cryptocurrency whenever somebody has an upgrade or has a roadmap or has any type of change that helps push the technology forward. It's always positive, which is why we always say, it's never a bad time to buy.
Right.
Because long term, we still have innovations to go. We're still in the infancy. We're only 8 years in, so you got to think, long term, at least 2 more years before.
Right.
I would say
at least 2 more years. Right.
Yeah. So
still good times. I mean, it's still gonna be a lot of buckets of tears for people, I'm sure, along the way. But it'll be some good times if you know how to handle that beast or whatever. You know, you gotta ride it out.
True.
Another story. We had 2 dinosaurs. I told you it's like a bunch of negative. Whenever Bitcoin hits its all-time high, people, like whenever Bitcoin peaks, every time it happens, you can expect a lot of things to happen. First of all, exchanges are going to jack up, DDoS attacks, hackers are about to come out the woodworks because now they're going for the whole pot. Yep. And you can expect people to choose their side and for Bitcoin to come under attack. Even fiercer. Once again, we said it's gonna keep coming under attack. It's gonna happen. Another big one's gonna happen. But this is the little battles.
Yeah.
And who is this? No name. All right. So some dinosaur, Damon Silvers. He's he's seriously not that important because his title is this long. But he's director of policy at the American Federation of Labor and Congress of Industrial Organizations. Wow. But anyway,
nice.
Yeah, nice long title. All right. Anyway, he's basically on a committee for the SEC here in America, in the States. And he said, as somebody who has been around financial bubbles a long time, so he's acting like he's calling them out. Wish he would have told everybody in 08 what was up. But as somebody who's been around financial bubbles a long time, my alarmometer is at DEFCON 5, said Silvers. So, Damon Silvers, you along with BlackRock CEO Larry Fink are both getting dinosaur of the day today for your foolish statements. He said that his alarmometer is going off is at DEFCON 5. DEFCON 5 is when we're at peace and we have a normal state of readiness. It's DEFCON 1, I believe you meant. That's when the alarm goes off. So looks like you have a shitty alarm that doesn't work.
Or he made a Freudian slip and he realizes we're not close to it.
We're not close. So that's a good point. Yeah. But anyway, it's almost like, what's the one show? Like the one lady, it's like a British show, and she's like, goodbye. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, man.
I don't watch TV that much.
Well, anyway, it's basically a show where they just dismiss people. And yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I don't want to hear that name or that long title again. Like, who are these people? And these people are positions of power, people.
Yeah, but that's how you know they can't speak for themselves. A lot of times they got to push out what they got to say.
Push out narrative.
That's the cost of business. You got to look foolish sometimes for the people that actually run stuff, because they'll push you out there and say, yeah, you better not ever say
weakest link. Thank you. Yep. See, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
He said that show is so old.
Hey, listen. Yeah, I'm showing my real age now.
Yeah, no, we're talking about Blockbuster and weakest link.
Right. We just take it back there.
But yeah, definitely 90s kids.
Yeah, for real. 80s babies, 90s kids.
80s babies, 90s kids. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's always funny to me that these people, they come out, they say it's bad, they say don't use it, and while simultaneously testing their own form of digital currency. So let's see.
Litecoin.
Thoughts about Litecoin?
It's by the end of the month.
You never know, but I mean it's definitely slow growth right now. It's pushing, but most of these smaller coins, they won't do anything much until people sell off Bitcoin into altcoins, or a lot of new money gets pushed in, which I would not be surprised at the end of the year. Cause
I was just about to say, people, you understand what's about to happen these next 3 months, and then 2 months after that, like with so many different timelines, we're telling you right now is a great time to still buy. By the end of this year, you're gonna be in. We're gonna talk about. I'm glad you reminded me, but by the end of this year, we'll be in good shape, and then I'm telling you about February, March of next year, leading to the summer again. That big boom's gonna happen. We saw it this year. It was huge, people. It's quite an experience. It's going to happen the same way next year. So just get in position right now. Yeah,
and they say it usually dips during Christmas time. Not really. Actually, historically, 4 out of the last 5 years, between October and January, the price has grown an average of 94.5%.
Woo! 94.5%.
So the dip that happens is after it's went up a bunch of percent. Yeah, it'll dip a little bit. But when January 1st comes, or January 3rd, sorry, the Bitcoin's birthday, that price always go, like last year it went from $785 to $1,000, I think, and on New Year's Day, between the 1st and the 3rd. So I remember sitting at my brother's house watching it live, like I can't believe it actually went back to 1,000. Because before when it went down, people were like, oh, it's struggling, and now it's definitely pushing past that point. Yeah. And let's see.
So somebody was asking about Stellar as well. So big announcement. I think did we do a best altcoins we buy at Ripple already? I think we already did.
We did that one before.
So I think we did one with Ripple, but when we were talking about the best altcoins to buy, if you go back and look at that video, I haven't seen it forever, so I might be wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's on that video we were talking about Stellar as well. I was like, Stellar is basically a Ripple's little brother. It's good to have as far as from a business and investing standpoint, because usually whenever Ripple goes up, there is I'm looking at it as a correlation. Stellar goes up literally like 2 days later. It just trickles down to it.
Yep.
So that was good, but of course they just partnered with or IBM said they're gonna be using them now full time. You see?
Yep. IBM just did their first demo as well. The cross-chain payments or cross-border payments.
Cross-border payments using Stellar.
Yep, and they did it with Ripple. They did from Mexico to America. They did that last week, and then with Stellar, they're using the Stellar Lumens blockchain to do these transactions. So
you can't afford Ripple, there goes Stellar.
Yeah.
I'm serious. It's like it's a lot cheaper. Like I said, that usually goes up the same way as Ripple. Even when you look at some of the older graphs and charts, you'll see the same time frame. Like I said, it lasts a few days, but as far as percentage gains are pretty similar.
True.
So and you can make more with Stellar right now. Like I said, because it's cheaper.
Oh yeah.
All right, that's it. What we doing for the free Bitcoin today?
For the free Bitcoin
Free
today,
Bitcoin.
let's see. Let's see. If you could hard fork a coin, which one would you fork, and what would you do with it? Because there's already which coin would you like to fork? But choose a coin: Bitcoin, Litecoin. Well, Litecoin is a fork of Bitcoin. But any other coins that are out right now, describe what you would do to change it. It does have to have the same similar principles. So if you have an Ethereum fork, you would have to have smart contracts that do something different block time.
I know what you mean, Antonio.
Different decentralized apps. So, whatever you decide, let us know what you would fork, put your public address, and we'll send that free Bitcoin.
All right, and then of course, like I said, we Jared Ray from today. We have you down for the free Bitcoin. Still on Antonio some free Bitcoin for last week. So we got the three of you. Hey, comments been great, folks. Keep them up. We love reading them. And yeah, I think that's about it. We got anything else?
No, that's it for me.
It's a good day. Happy Monday. Time to get after it, people.
Oh yeah.
Have a good day, great day. If you can follow us at Kirby Crypto. I feel like some things I'm gonna forget something. As soon as I push the end of the stream, I'm like, you can follow us at Kirby Crypto, KRBECRYPTO, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram that we never update. Of course, subscribe here at YouTube. Check out our website, www.kirbycrypto.com as well.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for watching, and until tomorrow.
Have a good one.